crazy times, the world just needs a hero to help cut through all the noise.
Well, now you have two.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another episode of your Heroes of Noise. I'm one half of this dynamic deal. My name is Steve.
And my name is Dan. Welcome to episode 159, Heroes of Noise. We're back. Did we take last week off, Steve? We did, huh? It's already been it's out of my memory now. But yeah, we skipped last week. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. How you doing? Steve, how are you?
I am doing mighty well. I am glad that we're back in action, handling that old business. Wonderful graduation season finally over, and the kids are getting ready to be on their way.
Almost done, man. Graduation's coming up on the 9th. We got prom this weekend. But after that, my girl is like, she's dipping, dude. She's going to be gone.
In August, right?
In September.
Oh.
In September. So we got some time.
Yeah. I will be ready. You want me to send you some tissues?
Oh, bro, it's been... I've been a mess lately, man. She came in one day. This is like 3 nights ago. I said one day, but it was like 3 nights ago. She came in, and she'd just gone to the store, and she had bought a bunch of makeup. And all she did was sit down and just take out her makeup, talking to Gail, like, I got this for this, and this is what I got. And my ass is just tearing up right in front of her. Just because
come on.
I know. It's terrible. Hi,
that's
everyone.
Beautiful.
If you haven't listened, I'm a huge pussy. Nice to meet you.
No, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. And I don't like to like guilt her into it. She's probably hearing every word I'm saying right now. But it's like, I don't like to make her feel guilty about leaving because I'm super proud of her and I want her to go. But it's like, oof, man, that's my baby girl right there.
Ever so often I look up on the walls of Maj's old pictures. Oh, dude, it's a weird time for me right now. And I he's fine. He's ready. He's like, yeah, no big deal. As our kids, they're like, yeah, it's time for us to see the world. But for us, it's just, I'm so happy. And I know that from what I've been told, they're like, within a week, things start settling. You'll be fine. I'm like, a week?
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Are you going to cry? Do you think you'll cry?
Used to it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
not in front of them.
No, I hope not.
No, and then I'll just give them a hug and dip back home. And it might be a situation of, I thought I was going to, but on the way back home, I'll say, I'm more just proud that he's doing it. Once I get the first the text that everything's going well, it's over. I'll be like, okay, he's there. He's fine. But I think in my brain it's going to be bad, but when it actually happens, I'll be like, he's fine.
Hey, aren't you supposed to be going to Hawaii for another college?
Yeah, for Cam's drop off.
And when's this happening?
That's in August.
You're going to Hawaii in August, brother. Nice.
For like 5 days.
Good for you. That's fantastic, man.
And then I'm gonna have to go there for a longer time to chill with my homie.
Oh, so the homie's not gonna get the trip this time? He's not getting.
I'm gonna go over there, but it's not gonna be as much as, because he also works at the Kaiser out there, actually. And
all you gotta do is tell him to take some time off, man.
Oh, dude, he's not. Is
he like you? He refuses to take time off?
Dude, he'll work like 16 hours straight. That's just his thing. And, but I will at least go over there, check out the house, check out his, say hi to the wife and chill. And, cause the dropping Cam off is only going to take like a day, but, I'll be there to support her. Her mom's not going to, she's not going to do well.
It's another state across water.
Across the water. How's your wonderful wife doing with all this?
Oh, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good at all. It's seriously, dude. And if I don't cry from like the initial reaction, I'll cry watching her cry, because it's going to be like, there's already a lot of tears being shed right now. And I'm hoping by the time we get to September, we'll probably be all dry.
What about like during when they announced her name? How were you guys bawling?
Oh shit, I didn't even think about that. That's June 9th. Yeah, man. I'm not doing well.
Dude. No, but it's going to be such a, like, when they announce her for valedictorian, dude, holy crap.
No, I mean, I'm bursting with pride, bro. So, this isn't a parental show, though. This is just, crazy kids, ladies and gentlemen. You'll have them one day. We got a lot of young and youthful listeners out there. They haven't procreated yet.
No. But if they do want to tell you about
their best lives, doing fun stuff.
What percentage of our listeners do you think have children? Like 7.
I would say like 10%.
Yeah, most people don't.
We've got, what's funny is that I think we have some older listeners, though.
Do we?
Yeah, I think so. They like it because we're old, too. So they listen.
They're younger, though. I think we're the older of the listeners. I think I'm older than Bucks.
Nope, you're not.
Huh.
Bucks is, I'm not giving his age, but he's significantly older than you.
He does not look...
Not significantly. That sounds bad. He's older than me. Let's put it that way.
He does not look a day over 29, 30.
Not Jay Bizzle. I haven't talked to that guy for a while. Hey, Johnny Bucks, how you doing, man?
You said you've talked to him for a while?
I haven't. I've the last few weeks, and I'm not going to keep repeating myself, but it's just been so busy, and I've been piss poor with contact and people. I have turned down like going on to podcasts and stuff like that. It's just been too much. So really kind of just been into the family unit and just taking care of us over the last few weeks. But it's getting better now. I actually got to watch stuff this week, Steve. Lots of it.
Which is
I watched
amazing.
So much shit. I don't even know if I remember it all.
Also, I got to apologize to the listeners. The reason it's going to be a short show today is on me. I got out of something later than I thought I was going to get out of something. And so it's my fault. And Dan is a trooper and he'll go till 5 o'clock tonight.
I go all night. You know what I'm saying?
Do you have to work today, dude?
I do. At night, though.
You have such a cold shift, dude. Your shift is so dope.
It's crazy. I hope like once things kind of chill out and I'm not working as much that I'm still going to like it, because like the actual shift is not that much, but we're so shorthanded at work. I'm working all the time. It's kind of great, actually.
And here's the thing. The fact that you love what you do definitely helps. A lot of people don't. And the fact that you love what you do is a massive.
Oh yeah, for sure. But like I said a couple of weeks ago, like I'll drop this shit in a heartbeat if someone wants to hire us. They want to pay us what we make to do this every week. Would you, Steve? If someone said, listen, man, would you, if someone said, how much do you make at your job? You're like, I make this much with benefits. All right, cool. I know this is a completely hypothetical. It'll never happen. But if they said, we like your show and we can match that. Different insurance, of course, for obvious reasons, but we can match it. We can give you the same pay rate that you're making now, but we want you to record 5 days a week.
Oh, that's cake. How long are the shows?
Let's go 2 hours.
Oh, what are we talking about?
You know what? Honestly, we could do 4. I'd give him 4. Stern does 4. He's an old ass man.
Oh, now do we get our own studio?
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a great hypothetical situation. So, ladies and gentlemen, if there's anyone out there that wants to hire us to do this, here we are. We're putting it out there. It's our resume on podcast form. You know? Hey, Steve, guess what I did?
What'd you do?
I went to the movies for the first time.
I'm going to guess what you saw.
In a year. It was fantastic. The experience was fantastic. The movie, not so much. But
what did you see?
I went to the new theater, first of all, the new Regal, what's it called? Regal Marketplace, El Paseo or something like that.
Where's that at?
Getting local, ladies and gentlemen, but it is on basically 99 in Herndon. There's a shopping center.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's like a Target.
I didn't know it was open.
Yeah, it just opened up. It's cool. I like it.
Better than Manchester?
I would say on par. I think I like the seats better at Manchester because what we're working with are they're not recliners. But
hell no.
But they lean back a little bit, but there's nothing for your legs to go.
I'm not a barbarian, G.
I know that's what I said. I said, "Excuse me." The usher came by. Usher came by to check the air conditioner. I went, "Excuse me. Are we fucking animal here? What's going on with these seats, my friend?" So I don't know if they have other seats there. I just went to one theater and it wasn't even like the good theater, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't really know what they have, but they're like these red, they're fairly comfortable, but they only lean back. There's no recliner for it.
No.
So you were guessing you think you know what I saw. What is it?
I'm going to guess because
we can start reviews with this, by the way.
Did you see, you said it was a bad movie.
Well, that will come later, but
yeah. Okay, never mind. I'm going Spiral.
No.
What'd you see?
I watched The Unholy with Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
That sounds really good. I wanted to see that freaking movie.
Yeah, you know.
I like Jeffrey Dean.
I like Jeffrey Dean too, but I think I just want to see him play Negan from now on.
You know what, dude? That one-off Negan episode was
so dope.
Shit. When he walked in like,
did you say shit?
I said legit.
Oh, I was like, dang,
when
look
he
at you
walked
cussing
in like,
now.
Well, I said, oh, he's Negan. He transformed.
Yeah.
That is him. It's over.
That grin, the slick back hair.
He said, look at us. Like,
he's a handsome devil, that guy.
Oh, gee. Remember when he was on Grey's Anatomy? He was Homegirl's boyfriend that died?
You have talked about it. I've never seen it.
Okay, well then number one, skip Grace. What you need to watch is Supernatural. You still have not watched.
I know he's in it. I've seen him in Supernatural.
You got to watch the whole season.
Okay, I keep saying I will, but there's just too much out there, man.
There's really not.
There
is. No, yeah, there is.
There's a ton.
But when you do get around, I promise you'll zoom through like all the. They'll be like, well, this is gonna take over my life now, guaranteed. It's so good, dude.
This movie, man, I guess I'm not really going to spoil it, but it's like I'll just give you the plot and some things that kind of bug me, but I'm not entirely sure why I didn't like the movie.
Okay.
I didn't think it was a good movie, and I'm still trying to figure out exactly why. But it's just weird. So what it is the Unholy. A hearing impaired girl is visited by the Virgin Mary and can suddenly hear, speak, and heal the sick. People flock to, you would think, and that's why I was there, as people flock to witness miracles, so terrifying events unfold. And, excuse me, are they the work of the Virgin Mary or something much more sinister, Steve? I know the answer, by the way.
Dude, I'm in. What are we talking about right now?
It's written by Evan Spilotopoulos and James Herbert Spilotopoulos. Isn't that something that you drink? Oh, it's acidophilus. Never mind. And then stars Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Cricket Brown, and William Sadler. You know William Sadler, right?
I probably do in my brain. I just don't know who he is.
William Sadler, he's like a character actor. He's been in many a Western. In fact, you know what's weird? I just realized that I actually did when I was doing the podcast editing, I was editing for this one guy's show, and he had an interview with William Sadler. I'm like, oh,
really?
That's my dude. I just spent a bunch of time trying to make
I know who William. Now I'm seeing him. Yeah.
Yeah. He was in.
Never a good guy.
Let's see. Was he? No, he's a good guy. Matter of fact, he plays a priest in this.
Wow, that's
which doesn't necessarily make you a good guy.
I mean,
but he is. Yeah, I liked him in Shawshank Redemption.
He was great, dude. That's a good. Anyway.
Yeah. Sorry, Dan. It's neither here nor there, actually, folks. I'm sorry about that.
Are you at least going to give me a rating?
Yeah, I'll get there. I don't know what it is about this one. Like there was some, the jump scares in this movie. I'm fine with jump scares, but it really was just a lot of loudness. It wasn't necessarily something that like a visual jump. There is something there, but it just didn't. I don't know. This movie wasn't hitting right for some reason, and it was really loud. The jump scares. I think it was like, well, we all know this isn't that scary, right? So let's just turn the volume up and, give him an audio jump. And, but yeah, what it is he plays this reporter, and he's kind of like, he's kind of a pariah in the media world because he got caught writing stories that were untrue. Stuff like, supernatural kind of stuff. No pun intended. Yeah. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that, but anyway, wasn't it brilliant, Steve?
It was though.
So anyway, yeah, he's like, he's a kind of he's sort of cast out where he's not getting a lot of work or anything like that. And, his publisher, he's like, hey, I would like to do this story here. And, can I get like 500 for it? You'll get 150 and you're going to like it. It's just that one of those kind of things. So he ends up going, he hears about this. This one guy takes me, I'll give you 150 for this story.
Yes.
He goes to this town in Massachusetts where he heard that there was the cattle had been, like weird writing had formed on this cow. Okay. Mm-hmm. So he gets there and it's kind of funny because he looks at it and he's like, have you ever heard of the band Metallica? And it's literally the Metallica M that someone painted on a cow. And so I'm like, oh, look at this being fun. Look at this guy being funny, right?
Come on.
Right. This isn't the real story anyway, right? I'm looking at someone that's not next to me, like, right? And so what happens is, and this is the part that kind of pissed me off because it's just like, okay, I just debunked this, but literally in the same breath, all of a sudden he hears like a, that kind of thing. And he goes to a tree that's like 20 feet away. And that's where the whole, he's just in this field, but he just happens to go to this tree. And at the beginning of the movie, what it is that you see this woman who was, I don't know if she was like a witch, because it's like from like 1845. So I'm assuming it's probably like in Massachusetts. So I'm thinking it was like she was killed for witchcraft, for being unholy, if you will, Steve. And the way that they did this was they hung her, and right at the beginning, kind of graphic. I'm like, okay, we might be onto something here, because what it is they put a mask on her face. You don't see it, but you see from her eyes this dude nailing it into her face to hold it in place. And then they like hang her and they burn her on this tree.
Okay.
Same tree, Steve, by the cow with the Metallica M on it.
Okay.
So Jeffrey Dean Morgan goes up there and he's checking it out, and there's this hole in the tree, and he reaches in there, and what you know it, there's this doll that they used back in 1845 on this lady. They basically took her evil spirit and put it into this doll and buried it away. And I guess in Massachusetts, in that area, in the farmland, there's these dolls all over the place from that time, but most of them are for like good luck, to bring crops and things like that. Mm-hmm. But the one that's wrapped in chains and everything is the one that you should not mess with. So he picks this thing up, and he looks at it and he turns it over, and it's all wrapped in chains, and it's dated 1845 on it. And for whatever reason, my man just decides to break it. Just decides to break it. And of course releases whatever this evil spirit is. And then it comes in the form of, there's this, I'm not going to give you the whole movie, but there's this, getting back to William Sadler. He plays a priest. His niece, he's been raising his niece ever since her parents died, and she is a deaf mute. Okay.
Okay.
So one night, he's still kind of hanging around the town and everything like that. Jeffrey Dean Morgan's hanging around the town, trying to get some information, some leads. And he's drinking and driving, and he's driving in the woods, and all of a sudden there's like this girl in the road who is that deaf mute girl. He follows her to this tree, which he hears her speaking and praying. So the whole thing is that this spirit is coming to this girl in the form of the Virgin Mary. She's fronting, you know what I mean? And she's like trying to get her to worship her, to worship her and to believe in her. And the way that she does this is by gifting her with with speech, and she can hear. Not only that, but she can heal the sick now. So the whole thing is about this girl, this little small religious town. People are flocking to this girl because they think she's she's been touched by God, and she's having, kids that can't walk. And she's, she does a few other things like that, some healing stuff. So Jeffrey Dean Morgan kind of knows something's fucked up going on, but this town is like getting more and more involved with this girl and believing in all of it. Apparently there's a lot of religious people in Massachusetts, and we come to find out that it's really, it's a spirit called Mary, but it's not the Virgin Mary. And I think just in case you want to see this movie, I'm not going to just keep breaking it down, but now I'm going to go ahead and give my knocks. It's just that, again, terrible, like piss poor jump scares. The script is just like, he's a good actor. Right?
Of course.
You would agree, right?
Yes.
His script, it's the writing that's bad. It's not him. The guy probably just had to build a house or something in Hawaii or whatever. You know what I mean? So he just took this movie. But it's just, when you're watching it, you're like looking at him like, I know you're better than this, dude. That's what I kept thinking the entire time I'm watching this movie. You're better than this.
Of course.
And the jump scares, the visuals with the jump scares are just cheesy. I don't know, man. I really cannot put my finger on why this movie sucked so bad. But when I got out of it, I'm like, that was just so fucking dumb. But I was just so happy that I was in the movie theater. You know what I mean? Like, I was just happy to be there, and
absolutely,
popcorn, bottled water, sitting there doing my thing. And so I was fine with it. But I think if I had been spoiled and been going to the movies like COVID never happened, yeah, I'd have probably been a little more pissed off at this movie. And it's just so weird. I can't put my finger on why it's so shite, but it is. So I know I'm gonna give this a super low rating. Like, honestly, like when all was said and done, I'm being generous with a 1.5 out of 5.
Wow.
Ceramic dolls. Like, it's just not a good movie.
It could be worse.
It's not. I know it's not a really true review, but if you watch this movie, who was it that said they absolutely hated it? I would love to have Shanks on right now. Shanks said he absolutely hated it, and I would say I absolutely hated it too. He was like hardcore about hating it. To me, it was just like, this is just a piss poor movie, and I just can't put my finger on why. I would not recommend this movie to anybody. If you're insistent on going to the movies because you haven't been for a while, yeah, go check it out, whatever. But I would wait until it hits streaming, and then you're going to see what I'm talking about. It is just watch Army of the Dead or something. It's much better. You know what I mean?
I'm in. I will wait.
You're in.
I'm going to wait for it to come to streaming. Huh? Yeah, streaming.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just don't know what it is. I've sat with this one for a few days, and I'm like, how am I going to review this one? And I don't know what it is. I just can't put my finger on why it's shit. It just is. So enjoy yourself if that's what you want to watch. So you saw Spiral? Is that what I heard? Or
yes.
So, okay, I got to ask you, how was your movie going experience? Okay. And what made you finally go, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do this?
It was one of those things where I was like, Belle and I always do the same thing every weekend. And I was like, we're both vaccinated. Why don't we do something a little different and do dinner and a movie? She's like, oh, absolutely. So I said, what do you want to see? And she's like, oh, I love Saw. So I did not know Spiral was coming out this weekend. I said, well, let's go see it. We go see it. And it has everything that Saw has, the good kills, so on and so forth. It was fun to be in the theater. It was like we're alone. There was about 2 other people in the theater. So we were pretty much alone. And so we were sitting in the chairs and, seeing the previews was like, oh, snap. But apparently this screen had been turned off for so long that there were dead pixels on it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was tough. But
where'd you go? Manchester?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, it was fun to be like, oh my gosh, we're watching something on the big screen. One thing that did strike me was how loud it is. I forgot how loud movie theater speakers are. We were like, Jesus, it's loud. She's like, yeah, our ears aren't used to it.
Yeah,
anymore.
you know what? And now that you mention it, maybe that's why the jump scares seem so loud to me.
Yes, because we're not used to that sort of boom. We're like, whoa.
Yeah, take it all back. That movie's a 5 out of 5. Now that I'm thinking about it.
But I will say this: Chris Rock can't act.
Can't or can?
Cannot.
Yeah, I could have told you that.
No, and he has to act in this movie, like act, and he can't do that, and that kind of takes away from the whole. But the kills are really creative. Like whoever invents these kills, y'all need to keep an eye on this person.
Is it written by the same people that did Saw?
I think no, because Chris Rock helped write this one.
Oh, he helped write it. Okay.
Yes.
I thought he was just like an executive producer and actor or something like that.
Yeah, he helped write this joint. And I will say that the ending, the way that the ending happens and they replay things that were said throughout the movie that kind of clued you in, that was clever. It wasn't horrendous, but I would recommend everyone, if you would like to see gross kills, on a big screen, to go see this movie. If you want to see a good quality movie, don't see this movie. I would rate this movie a 2 out of 5 ripped off tongues.
Okay. All right. But it was nice to go back, right? Isn't it
was, nice it was really fun. It was really fun.
Smelling the popcorn and everything like that. It was great. No one was talking. We had probably, I was by myself, but I had probably 5 people in the theater total, including me. It was great.
It was wonderful. Having the empty theater, I was very, very impressed. I loved it. I wish it was like every time. I think I would have to go to like an early 10 a.m. movie for that, or a super late night movie like I used to do.
I'm going back this weekend, tomorrow.
To see what?
Quiet Place, Part 2.
Oh, that's right. That she wants to watch that this weekend too.
Yeah, I'm going to check that out tomorrow.
Are you excited?
Yeah, kind of, because I know there's not going to be very many people in this theater, and that's what you want, right? The last time I went, it was like a lot of popcorn chewing, and it's Fresno, so we get how do I put this? A lot of my people like to talk in the movie theater in Fresno. I'm just being real. It's the truth.
I really want to see that. Who do you think is more successful from The Office, John Krasinski or Steve Carell?
Oh, I think that initially it was Carell, but I think that Krasinski's taken him. And if he lands this Fantastic Four gig, which I bet you they do, he's going to be catapulted.
I'm not after what Homegirl said.
What are you talking about? Her interview with Stern?
She's not into. Well, no, she yes. Well, she's like, she was saying like, I don't know anything about these Marvel characters. They're asking me to do this part. She's not really. It doesn't sound like she's enthusiastically into comic book movies.
Or are they saying, hey, keep it on the down low? We haven't announced this yet.
I don't think that at all. She doesn't seem, I think she wants to, I would imagine in my brain, it would take John Krasinski to convince her to do it. Cause she's at a different level, dude.
But she's totally Sue Storm.
So is a lot of other people.
Yeah. It's just, they go hand in hand.
I know, but
it would be a cool, you're getting two, not necessarily 2 for the price of 1, but you get a power couple that know what's up.
I think that I'm sure that people are like, there's about 148 people that look more like Sue Storm and can act just as well. If she's not really into comic book movies, yeah, if John Krasinski will do it, then get somebody else opposite him. You'll be fine. But I don't
like
think
Gwyneth Paltrow. They kept her around for a long time. She could give a shit about these movies.
I don't even know why they kept her. I mean, Lord have mercy. What a weird. But you know what? You're not hiring her to give medical advice. You're hiring her to act. And I think she's just lackluster at that.
It's a good point. Let me think about this for a second. Have I ever been completely wowed, floored by her performance?
No.
I'm not knocking her. I'm not here to like bash Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're right. I can't think of. It certainly wasn't Duets where she karaokeed with Huey Lewis. That wasn't the one.
I liked the movie.
I liked it, but it wasn't. You didn't like the song though. You liked the movie, not the song.
What song?
When they did Cruisin'.
No, dude.
Yeah, you got a little angry about that. I remember.
Yeah,
talking about
dude.
that
Don't do Smokey. Only person that could do that version, a different version, was D'Angelo. He killed it.
Don't do Smokey.
I mean, Lord. But here's the thing: there's never been a movie where someone's like, check this out. There's this movie coming out starring Gwyneth Paltrow where my brain was like, I'm in.
Sign me up yesterday.
No.
Yeah, I can't think of one actually. Oh wow, that's weird. I just never really thought about that, but maybe that's why she just doesn't really
doesn't register.
She just doesn't really do much for me.
I will say that there's movie like there.
I can think of one.
What?
Well, did she wow though? No, she didn't wow in it. Never mind. I take it back. I was going to say 7.
No,
I really like 7. It's just that she wasn't.
I love 7. I think a lot of movies have been trying to be 7 for years. And it just you can't recreate what happened.
Oh Jesus! What was it? The Little Things certainly was.
I never saw The Little Things.
Yeah, you did. The HBO movie. We talked about it. The one with your boy. Who was in that one? That was the one with Denzel and Rami Malek.
Oh, is that what was that called? The Little? I forgot.
I thought it was called The Little Things.
I get them all like I get all like Tiny Things, like all those the things I get mixed up.
Yeah, they were doing that a while ago with like Pretty Little Liars and Little Big Lies, and
I'm like, I get them all confused. But I like that was trying to be 7, and nothing is ever going to recreate the shock of what 7. Even when he like leaned over that skinny dude and the guy started coughing, everyone was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, that was a perfect time for that movie to hit.
I wonder if that was Doug Jones.
Doug Jones, the guy the guy that was coughing.
Yeah.
Why? Just because he does weird characters like that?
Yeah, who else could have been that skinny doing that?
Well, I mean, there's lots of skinny people in the world that know how to cough, Steve.
Hey. Not like Doug Jones.
Not like Doug Jones, though.
Every time I see a creature, I'm like, $10, that's Doug Jones.
I mean, it might as well be. He's kind of got the lock on that.
He's got when I was watching that Star Trek show, I was like, I bet you that's Doug Jones. And I looked at him like, of course it's Doug Jones. I didn't know he was that frizzy-haired dancing zombie guy on that movie. I forgot what movie that is. But I was like, oh, yeah, that would be Doug Jones. He's done everything. He's made a career somehow not being famous.
If they ever do like a Nightmare Before Christmas live-action movie, he has to play Jack Skellington.
Oh, dude. No question. He would have to, bro.
Totally off the subject, but speaking of Jack Skellington, I'm considering buying, because concerts are coming back, right?
Yeah.
And I'm proposing something. You don't have to come to this part, but I'm thinking, this year we should probably go back to Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm thinking, there's a weekend, I can't remember the date. I'll give it to you later. But on the Friday before, Danny Elfman is doing in Los Angeles at the Bank of America Stadium.
Bonk?
Or something like that. Bonk, yeah, it's like B-A-N. It is. It's B-A-N-C.
It's the Bank of
at the
America.
Bonk, yeah. I actually saw Iron Maiden there. It's a really cool place. But he is doing the full performance of Nightmare Before Christmas. Uh-huh. And I love Danny Elfman. So I'm kind of considering checking that out. The following day, we meet up at Universal Studios.
Done.
Dude, I'm serious about this. I'll give you the date. Let's plan it out.
Yeah, let me know, because I would say, I never understood how folks go to watch people do soundtracks.
I just love Danny Elfman.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I love the music, and I just think it would be kind of cool to check out. I mean, it's not
would
like I drive
watch
around
it if
listening
it was like,
to it. You know, I don't drive around listening to the soundtrack or anything, but I would like to see him perform. I just think he's brilliant.
I would love for if Disney or something went on tour, the original people singing all the greatest hits, like Elton John doing stuff. And
oh yeah, and then he comes out and just does the song, a couple songs.
Yeah, and then someone else.
That's a better show, Steve. That's where I'm giving my money to.
And then Peebo and Regina Bell come out and do A Whole New World. I'll be like, oh, this is the show I'm going to.
Oh, that was Peebo, huh?
It was Peebo. And
I can show you the world.
Come on, that dude killed that song. And I'll also watch if they said we're gonna do The Wiz, famous people doing all that. Oh, I didn't tell you, G.
What?
My boy Kevin watched the Wiz.
McKnight?
Yeah.
He did, huh? We should have talked about it, man.
He hit me up.
Do I need to watch this and then we do a review? I still want to review this movie with you.
Dude, he said, he's like, you know what? That was 100 times better than I thought it was going to be. I'm like, see? He's like, yeah, it's not a bad movie. I said, of course, Kevin. And then he's like, in return, I was to watch Pose.
What is Pose?
It's a show on FX that has me crying like a little chump.
Little chump.
I cry every 3 episodes. I've been texting him over and over again, being like, why did you put me through this? And I'm already caught up. I'm done. Finished all the seasons. And now I cried. And so he's like, watching The Wiz was worth it just for this. Hilarious. But yeah, but The Wiz it's a solid movie, dude. And if they went on Wiz on tour, even, I don't know if Diana would do it anymore, but have some other people fill in for it, like Janelle Monáe or something.
I don't think Diana could do Dorothy anymore.
Dude, the way she looks and sings, I think she could.
Janelle Monáe.
Janelle, dude.
Ay.
She's good, man.
I cover on Janelle Monáe.
But I still haven't seen her movie, though. I haven't seen Annabelle.
It's good. It's good. It's not like
You're like,
no.
It's good.
It's not like the greatest movie I've ever seen, but I liked it. I thought it was kind of cool, and I liked the way that it ended. But that's neither here nor there. We're not talking about Antebellum review wise, anyway.
Oh no, did we ever review that?
I feel like we did. I think I did.
Never watched it.
If it wasn't on our show, on someone else's, what I remember, dude, it's so crazy. Out of 159 shows, it's really. I think that we have to have like better record keeping at this point because I forget a lot of shit. Sometimes people will be like late to the show, but Dan said this. I'm like, I don't even remember saying that.
Dude, listen. And we got to do like Steven, where he has like a freaking a chart with everything he's ever talked about.
Yeah. The ever-changing Scenic Cast. My man is always up to something on that show. Good for you, Steven.
Listen, the dude is on
I know,
point.
but Steve, I don't think Steven. I know too many Steves now. There's a lot of them. So you're who I'm talking to. Spoiler.
Yes, I would say spoiler, Steve.
Spoiler.
He is the most. No, but so are you, dude. You are very organized.
Thank
you are, dude.
Thanks.
You really are. Anyway, do you want to just keep on doing reviews?
Yeah, let's keep on doing reviews.
Contact?
Okay. This is one of them shows. Contact, I guess we could probably. You know what? Not going to do the normal contact. I'm having some audio issues right now. So trust me, folks, you don't want to know that. So let me just give you the quick version. Okay. www.heroesofnoise.com. You got all the shows right there for you. You've got voicemail, email, freaking reviews, game reviews. Oh, by the way, I'm going to address Bucks on the show, and I have to send him something too. Buck sent in another game review, and somehow I missed it completely, and I just saw it the other day. So I'm going to have to put that up. There's a new review coming, board game review from the one and only Johnny Bucks. Thank you, John. I'm so sorry that I somehow missed that, but it's been crazy. But all that stuff is there for you, folks. Check it out. Links to Patreon, everything. You want to buy a shirt? Go buy a shirt. You want to buy one of Steve's shirts? Do it. I fucking dare you. Do it. It's all there for you. Okay, I'm done.
So what else you been watching, Dan?
Well, speaking of FX, Steve, I can't really FXX. I can't really say too much about this one, but I know that you can. I watched the first 2 episodes of Snowfall this morning.
Oh man.
Gee. I mean, now I got a show to watch. You know what I mean? I got like 4 seasons that I have to power through because that show hits the fucking ground running and does not stop. So I can see, like from what I can see so far, fantastic writing.
That's why everyone talks. They're like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, man. Because I saw you raving about it, and I know that you blasted through it. And everyone was like, "Yeah, about time you're on the freaking
yeah."
train.
Was I thought I was the only. I was like, apparently, I'm the only one that has not watched this shit.
You know, I don't know why, but oddly, I paid little attention to FXX. I don't know why that is.
So do I. I don't.
And so I just miss a lot of these shows that come out, and I don't know, man. But that one's on me because let me tell you what, I am late to the party. I'm sorry, but I brought drinks. You know what I mean? I made up for it by a little bit of something. I got a new show, Steve. Snowfall. Holy shit. What a good show. And they're talking about cocaine.
Cocaine.
And I can just watch anything about, I just love shows where it has to deal with like the drug world and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, very, very good acting. But I want to know, since you have a way better picture of what's to come, what do you think?
I mean, dude, let me tell you something. It's one of my, I will say right now, it is easily, as from my in recent memory, one of my favorite shows. The way it ended this season, I guess I just watched 5 or 4.
It's 4.
But it's like, it's a perfect show. Perfect show. Every single episode, like even the first season, there were some episodes like, but it all has to happen for it to set up everything that comes now. I'm just like, it's a perfect show. It is. I wish I was you right now, where it's like, I have to watch this new show for the next 3-4 seasons. I wish I could switch places with you so that I did not remember anything and I could just start brand new.
Okay, let me just ask a question.
Yes.
Where the hell did Damson Idris come from?
Who knows?
Jesus Christ, that dude's an actor.
He's amazing.
He's so good. Oh my God.
And he's British.
Of course. There it is. There you go. Should have just known. Do we have any good American actors anymore? I don't think we do.
Dude, when I saw him talking, I was like, what happened was they put Dub C from West Side Connection. He taught him how to talk from LA. Taught him how to, and he just worked on it. Now you can't even sense a British act at all, dude.
Does he ever go in and out of it ever, like throughout the seasons?
Nope.
Like Charlie Hunnam did?
Dude, that was so weird. But I never noticed until, if someone would never brought it up, I would have never noticed.
Oh, it was so noticeable. He'd be like,
Tara, I need you to meet me at the club.
and don't be late, mate. I mean, it was just like fucking terrible.
Is he British or is he Irish?
I don't know. I think he's British, but it's like, I'm obviously kidding, but like he was doing really well is the weird thing. Like seasons 1 through 3 of Sons of Anarchy, Hunnam's doing well. You hear it every once in a while in a certain word that he says, but as the series progresses, particularly like 4 or 5, I can't remember if there's how many seasons, 6 seasons? Anyway, like the last 3 seasons, it's pretty bad. Like he's just not even giving a shit anymore.
Well, the reason it's, in my opinion, the reason it got bad is because Ron Perlman was not there. And so it was all Hunnam. He had to talk all the time.
Yeah, but he was around a shit ton of. I see what you're saying. Because the character of Clay is not there, he has way more talk.
Way more dialogue now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, before it was like I was watching in my brain. Ron Perlman was the star of that show for 2 or 3 years, and then when he was gone, I was like, well, what the crap is gonna like? What am I gonna? And then I kept watching it, and it was good for a while. But the Ron Perlman years, in my opinion, were the best years when he was there.
Hey, this is Clay. You want to go and sell some drugs to some whores? Yeah, that's nice.
Every time I see him, I think Beauty and the Beast, still to this day.
Yeah, he's
Not even Hellboy.
He's a very like you know it's him when you see him.
Yeah, he's
You know what I mean?
your boss's dad.
Yeah, for sure, bro. For sure. Let's move along, man. We'll keep it short this week, but we have more to talk about. So another thing that I know you have watched. And I got on the train a little bit late, not too late, but I kind of took it all out except for the last episode, which isn't even out yet. Mare of Easttown on HBO Max.
Hey.
All right, G.
Welcome.
I'm happy to be here. But let me go ahead and give you the premise of this one.
Go for it.
So a detective in a small Pennsylvania town investigates a local murder while trying to keep her life from falling apart. Did you hear how I said local?
I did.
My uvula got caught. I went, local. It was like I went underwater for a second. I had a local murder. But yes, local is what I'm trying to say. Created by Brad Inglesby and stars Kate Winslet, Gene Smart, Julianne Nicholson. This show is way better than I expected because I didn't know what to expect. I went in completely blind. I didn't know what the premise was. I just saw people talking about Mare of Easttown and how crazy this last episode was. And I like Kate Winslet. And so I started watching this, and it's fucking brilliant. I don't know what you think, actually, but I think it's brilliant. I think it's a really well done show. She is acting her ass off in this, and it keeps me so intrigued because, you know, it's one of those shows that knows how to do a mystery really well. And, you know, you're getting fed answers as you go along, and I'm still confused. I don't know. How far are you, first of all? I'm over here talking about
I am 2 episodes behind.
Okay.
So the last episode I saw something interesting happened to her partner.
Okay. Yeah, I really won't go into any kind of spoiler territory with this one, but you know what? And because we'll just keep it short and sweet this week, I highly recommend Mare of Easttown. I love a good mystery, like I said, and I'm so compelled because I want to know what the hell is going to happen. And this is the one show, like of late, that I've just been like anticipating every week. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of lying at that because it's only been the last 2 weeks, but like I got caught up, and I'm like, oh come on, man, give it to me. I thought this last Sunday was going to be the last one, and I'm like, oh damn it, there's one more to go. So I'm really anticipating this Sunday. It's fantastic. I think it's great. What do you think?
I think it's good. I think it's a show that I'm like, it just every week something happens. That's what it is. There's nothing where it's just like, oh my gosh, did you see Mare of Easttown? When I watch, I'm like, oh, that was good. There's no need, like, there's not a thought of me texting you and being like, oh, you have got to get on this show. No,
that's fair.
It's fine. It's a fine show. It's good, but it's nothing that another show hasn't done.
No,
yet.
I'll give you that too.
That's why I don't know exactly what's going. I'm like, this is kind of like any other show.
Did you watch it week to week?
Yes.
See, maybe that's why. I mean, maybe just how you feel, but maybe that's why I'm digging it so much, because I powered through the first 5 episodes.
Okay.
To where I'm like, okay, give me the next one, and then you get that roadblock because there's nothing there for you yet. So the anticipation is really high, but I mean, maybe that's a factor into it. But I'm
it's good.
I'm high on this show, man. I think it's very good. I'm high on Kate Winslet. I think that she's
terrific.
She kind of keeps getting better and better. Actually,
she can.
Like,
do
she
anything.
was great in Steve Jobs.
I haven't seen Steve Jobs.
It's a good movie, man. Very good movie. That is a Paul Hart pick of the week right there, by the way.
Oh,
we
what?
talked about that. Yeah, I went on his long time ago. I went on his Movies from the Heart, and we talked
Jobs.
We talked extensively about Steve Jobs.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
I'm gonna check
Very
it
good
out.
stuff. Like Titanic. You know what I mean?
I don't think she's ever done a horror movie.
She should.
She'd be fantastic.
I like her kind of haggard. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not a glamorous character in this. She's a little rough around the edges, drinking a lot, vaping to death. I don't know.
What about her as Sue Storm?
I don't want to sound like a dick when I say this, but I think she might be a little too old for Sue Storm now.
I think she's the same age as Emily Blunt, G.
Is she?
I'm going to go on a limb and say they're right around the same age.
And I'm not going to say anything else. Steve.
Let me see, though. Hold up. Okay, what are you saying?
What are
you saying, Kate Winslet? What do you think her age is?
I would say that Kate Winslet is probably 42.
Okay, 45. Let's see what Emily Blunt is.
Oh, and I was gonna say 45. I really
Were
was.
you?
I was trying to be.
Emily Blunt's 38.
Yeah.
But at that point they're around. It's like the same. Once you're in that circle, it's no big deal. Like if Emily Blunt was 30, I'd be like, 38 to 45, G.
Well, they can't say they're in their 30s anymore, according to you.
And she looks good. Kate looks great.
Yeah, she does. She looks great. I wasn't saying she looks all jacked up, and they're making her look rough around the edges for Mare of Easttown. You know what I mean? So,
see, and that's her like waking up. She's
a fantastic actress. And you know what, honestly, in all seriousness, if she was the one that they picked, I would be cool with it. I think that she could pull it off. I've never seen her do action. I don't really call this action. You know what I mean? But
she did a little something in the last episode, running through houses and such.
Yeah, she's doing some running. But that's about it.
Doing the ow. That's acting.
Dude, is it me or is HBO Max kind of just knocking it out of the park?
They're knocking it out of the freaking park, dude.
It's in the top 2 of streaming services right now, in my opinion.
What's number 1?
Probably give it to Netflix.
I think I'm
going to
go ahead and go that direction, because Netflix all of a sudden started to kill it. Before, I'm like, everything I'm like, yeah, there's nothing I want to see. Now I get on, I'm like, oh.
There's a lot of stuff that we can't talk about that drives me crazy, because they'll send it to us so early. And like, I just go, I'll hold off because I don't want to just forget about it or something like that.
But even stuff now, there's some Netflix stuff now. I'm like, this is really, really good.
Have you watched, can't talk about it yet, but have you watched the previews for, or the episodes rather, of Sweet Tooth?
No.
DC Sweet Tooth? Check that out. We can talk about that one next week.
All right.
It's good. I think you'll like it. I won't say anything about it, but I think you will like Sweet Tooth.
Fair enough.
All right.
Oh, what are you going to give Mare of Easttown?
Mare of Easttown? Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and give that one a 3.75 out of 5 Rolling Rocks, sir.
I will give it 3 out of 5. I'll give it 3 out of 5 vape pens.
Okay, I like it. I like what I'm hearing. What else you got?
You know what? There's something that I watched that you watched.
Okay.
M.O.D.O.K.
You did watch M.O.D.O.K.
I didn't watch the whole thing.
You blasted through the whole thing?
No, I didn't watch the whole thing.
Oh, okay. All right. How many episodes?
I watched 1 episode.
Okay.
And I am definitely going to be like, here's what I will say. When I heard it explained to me, a stop motion Marvel show on M.O.D.O.K.
Yeah.
I was like, this is going to be horrible.
I thought so too.
This is something I do not want to see. Then you said I watched it. And then I got on and I saw that perhaps you watched the whole thing.
I did.
I said, okay, I watched the first episode. Here's the thing. They pull a switcheroo. It's what you think it is, but it is not what you think it is.
No.
It's a totally different. As a matter of fact, I hope this is a direction Marvel's going. Because I love the fact that, this is a real guy or not real guy, a villain with issues, like wife.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's
issues.
what they're playing in the comic, but I think that's great that they're expanding on this character.
It, dude.
They make it more. Yeah, they make it more like sitcom. Like, basically, M.O.D.O.K. centers around an egomaniacal supervillain with a really big head and a really little body who struggles to maintain control of his evil organization called AIM and his demanding family. So that is the Hulu, as I say, description of the television show. But I mean, M.O.D.O.K. is a pretty big character in Marvel, and I like that they're taking chances, like you're saying. They're taking chances and they're sort of branching out. And what would you put? Let's put this character, this completely absurd character, into a family sitcom, kind of, right? I mean, it kind of is when you think about it. And I love it because, first of all, Patton Oswalt, he can pretty much murder anything. I think he does a fantastic. Like they picked the perfect person for M.O.D.O.K.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you something.
Sure.
Remember who's that dude? Oh shoot, what is his name? That when he shows up, he as a voice actor, it takes you out of it.
Oh yeah. Oh God. Why I say? I almost said Jason Sudeikis.
God
Jason damn it! It's
Mantzoukas.
Mantzoukas. Thank you.
Yeah. Ben Schwartz. When I hear his voice, I know exactly who it is. And I'm immediately like, it's not a taking out, but I'm like, oh, I know I know what style this is going to be now. And sure enough, it's that.
They have so much talent on this.
They really
on
do,
this series, dude. I mean, Patton Oswalt as M.O.D.O.K, Amy Garcia as Jodie Tarleton, Ben Schwartz, as we mentioned, as Lou Tarleton, Melissa Fumero. If you guys don't know who she is, she's from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I love her. I think she's fantastic. She plays Melissa Tarleton, who is M.O.D.O.K's daughter. John Hamm plays Iron Man in this one here. Nathan Fillion is in it. Whoopi Goldberg.
That was John Hamm?
Yeah. Whoopi Goldberg's in this. Who else? Let's see. Bill Hader is in this.
I love Bill Hader.
John DiMaggio. Alan Tudyk is in this, dude. There's so many people. Jordan Bloom is in this. Brian Posehn. Chris Parnell. The list goes on and on.
Who played the CEO?
Oh, that's oh God, what is his name? It is it Beck Bennett? No. What is that? What is homie's name? No, I think it's Beck Bennett.
I don't know who that is.
Beck Bennett. He was on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, I didn't know that. No.
Yeah. He's good.
That was such an accurate portrayal of a nowadays Silicon Valley CEO.
Yeah. Startup company kind of guy.
Come on, man. What? I was like, oh, this is so funny, dude. I thought it was just so brilliantly done. After I pushed stop, if I didn't have to wake up, I would have just watched 3-4 more episodes. No question in the world. I wish I would have started it earlier because I would have just kept on watching it because I want to know what happens.
I blasted through it in almost one sitting, but to be fair, I should go back and watch like the last 3 because I was kind of like dozing off and stuff like that. But super entertained the entire time. I think the acting's fantastic. I love the way it looks. Now, let me just explain this if you're not familiar with M.O.D.O.K. series or, the other series I'm about to talk about right now, but it is very, it borrows from Robot Chicken is what I'm saying. Like it has a Robot Chicken look to it. Did you watch Robot Chicken, Steve?
I tried to get into it. It's kind of like, what's that drive-in movie on Shudder?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Cult following. People love it. I personally didn't get it myself. And I'm not the biggest fan of Seth Green. He does contribute to this as well. I think it's just episode 1. Probably got him started. Okay, this is what Robot Chicken looks like. Go for it. But no, for some reason it works for me. I don't know what the difference is with M.O.D.O.K versus Robot Chicken. And I know that there are some funny episodes of Robot Chicken. It's just not my jam. But all of that kind of goes out the window. There's something about Robot Chicken when I watch it, I just can't get past the stop animation. And here it works. And I think it's a combination of like CGI animation and then, it's like the stop motion stuff. But God damn it if it's not a really, really funny show. And what's great about this is it takes this villain, this Marvel villain, and puts him into a situation where he's the CEO of AIM, this company AIM, and it's getting bought up by this startup other company. I can't remember the name of the company. But so what you're looking at in one like aspect of the show is a middle-aged man who is no longer in control of his business, who is a total control freak, who's very stubborn, hates change, and his whole entire life is changing around him. He goes home. His family life's like that's the other thing. You never see like a villain go home, right? And like deal with his family and stuff.
Exactly.
That's why it's really, really smart and witty. And, there's really not a need for spoilers, but I'll tell you that it is a very, very smart series. So well written. And I was glued the entire time. So I highly recommend that you watch M.O.D.O.K. I know I'm kind of cutting these short, but I know that we're limited on time. But you got a rating, sir, on what you've seen so far?
I'm going to give M.O.D.O.K. a 3.5 out of 5 detached arms.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 3.5 out of 5 hover chairs.
I love it.
That's what I'm doing that one. It's like, I don't know. It's like, it's just super smart humor. It's a little on the raunchy side, but not in a way that I'm complaining about it. I don't recall ever having like a straight up belly laugh, but for me, it's just as funny. You know what I mean? Like I don't necessarily have to just to enjoy something. I totally get the jokes all land. And like I said, Patton Oswalt was seriously the perfect choice for this. This is not something that Disney Plus could ever pull off. I don't think they would try.
No,
they wouldn't try. And I think this is coming from, is this, if I'm not mistaken, because obviously the logo at the beginning is different. Is this the Sony side of Marvel?
It has to be, right?
I'm thinking that's probably where, because this is where you're
I
getting
don't know
like
if Disney
Venom.
would give them the go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's coming from there. It's like Sony because you've got like the Venom stuff, and then like what else is Sony doing? Morbius or whatever, and there's another one that's coming out, and I can't remember the name of it, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, it's a great show, and I think you should check it out. That's what I think. So you watched M.O.D.O.K. Let's see. What can I talk about real quick? Something I think that you will highly enjoy, Steve. I don't know if you've seen it yet. It seems like you would have told me about this if you haven't. But then again, I didn't know that you were taking freaking Muay Thai either. So maybe you just keep stuff to yourself. But 1971, the year that music changed everything on Apple TV. Have you seen this?
Have not seen it. No.
Dude, get on this shit right away. This is a very well put together docuseries that focuses solely on the year of 1971 and how music and what was going on in the times and everything sort of changed pop culture. And it tells you in like different sections of how pop culture was changed. One of the episodes focuses on like the Beatles, the breakup of the Beatles. What was it? I think it was like New Year's Eve, 1971, where Paul, you're a historian with the Beatles, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Paul on New Year's Eve, 1971 said, "I'm done with the Beatles," and did like the lawsuit to break up the Beatles and all of that. They talk about that. They show, not so much the tension, but how things are changing with the Beatles and how John Lennon and also George Harrison took a more like political stance in their solo work. And it talks about like how they did. You ever hear about the famous Bangladesh concert in New York at the Madison Square Garden?
Yes.
So they focus on that and how it was like so important to George and everything. It's just really cool. Like I've never seen a lot of the footage that they're showing. Maybe you have because you're kind of a Beatles historian guy, but I found all this stuff to be kind of fresh to me. And super, super interesting. There's another episode. I think there's I want to say there's like 7 episodes, but one of the episodes focuses on like Sly and the Family Stone, and his like Sly's. He was like really, really bummed out with the times because 1971 we're getting rid of like flower power and love and all of that stuff, and we're dealing with like Vietnam and seeing how ugly the world can be, and people started getting disenchanted from their music because for so long they were all into like like I said, like flower power music or like Jesus Christ Superstar, that kind of stuff, where there was this whole area of like where the hippies from Hate, they went from like flower power Jesus Christ Superstar, the album comes out, and I did not know this, by the way. There was like this huge Jesus movement. I don't even know if it's necessarily like a Christianity kind of thing, but the hippies kind of all went to Jesus, and that's when they started forming all these like communes and stuff like that. Super interesting. I just didn't know that. So they talk a lot about that. They talk about like the introduction of cocaine into the entertainment circuit and how it changed things and kind of derailed. You just had a different mindset and how things were done. What was some of the other stuff they talk about? They talk about the early days of David Bowie and how when he came from England the first time around, he was just this androgynous, kind of like a nerd, if you will. Like he had a look, he came dressed he had a dress on, he had like really long hair, very androgynous. And his first adventure, like his first tour, I guess you could say, not even necessarily a tour, but his first like experience with the United States, he'd be at parties in a room, just like playing, that would be his gig, just playing this music that just really wasn't popping and people were like leaving. He would even just like, oh, you know what, I'm done. And like go and check out something that was way more interesting. And it shows his progression as well as T-Rex and a couple other bands, how they moved from like the wartime music and stuff like that. They ended up going into like glam. So you got like Ziggy Stardust and all the glitter on the face and everything like that. It's just this really interesting show. They do a thing about when Marvin Gaye, I think that's the first episode, when What's Going On came out and how that changed everything and how it was so politically driven and so observant to what was going on, in the world, how that album just sort of like America really locked onto that album. And it was like a whole mindset thing. So again, I know I'm going kind of quickly and a little bit babbly, but I highly recommend you, Steve, check this out. 1971, the year that music changed everything. It's on Apple TV. It's fantastic. Each episode is roughly an hour long. And like I said, I think there are 7 of them. So if you have Apple TV, I highly recommend you check it out. Apple TV, another streaming service that is knocking it out of the freaking park, dude. Like they're
doing well.
Everything that they put out for the most part is excellent in my opinion. So check it out, man. Go buy an iPhone.
Have you watched that other channel, that other show? Oh,
Mythic Quest?
No, well, let's talk about that. Sure.
Yeah, season 2 of Mythic Quest. Oh, but real quick though, I'm going to go ahead and give 1971, the year that music changed everything. I will give that a very solid 4 out of 5. And I really don't have anything for you as far as zany, whatever it is. 4 out of 5. Check it out. Highly recommended.
Fair.
Yeah, but I won't say too much about Mythic Quest 2. I'll say that this is something you haven't even seen season 1, have you?
I did. I watched like 4 episodes of season 1.
Was it not your thing?
Yeah, it was my thing.
Okay, if it's not your thing, then it's just going to be more of the same. But to me, it kind of strikes me as like because I was trying to explain it to Ben, my son. I was trying to tell him, hey, you should check this out. I think this is right up your alley. Because it's kind of like the show Community, or what was that, a Superstore? What was that one called?
I love Superstore.
Superstore, right? It's that type of a show in a video game creator setting. You know what I mean? That's what it is. It's what's his name? Rob McElhenney or Rob?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's fucking brilliant. It's created by him and he plays the CEO of this company and he's just super eccentric. And there's like, it's one of those shows where like there is a driving story throughout the entire series, but it's just more of like the way that these people play off of each other, much like something like Community. That's where the gold is the funny interactions that they have. I find it to be really entertaining, dude.
Awesome.
It's not like one of the shows where I would say this is like out of anything that you watch this week, watch this one. But if you've been lucky enough, and of course, you to stumble on the show and if you like it, you're going to continue to like it. It's just a really good show. And I know I'm babbling right now because I know I'm looking at the time and I know we got to get the hell out of here. But that is my cheap, like my total cheap, watered down review of Mythic Quest. I will give it a solid 3 out of 5.
That's
and I'll just
solid, dude.
Yeah.
Have you watched Mosquito Coast?
No, I started to, and it seemed like I was going to have to. Maybe I'm wrong. Do I have to think a lot on this one? Yeah, I was like, what, I could, because I was really busy. And I'm like, okay, I could knock out a bunch of things, or watch this one and have to think about it a lot. And
Smart.
I decided not to yet. But should I watch it?
I would say wait till all of them drop and watch all of them.
Yeah, this week to week thing can be cool, but I think I am a little more fond of just everything dropping at once.
Absolutely.
I kind of go back and forth.
I agree. I agree with everything you have said. I think that's you're doing a wise thing. What else you been watching?
That's probably about it. I feel like there's a couple other things, but they're sort of escaping me right now. Let's see. Yeah, a few things I can't talk about because they're still under wraps for the preview content and all that kind of stuff. But I did read a book.
Oh, Oh, wait. What are we talking about?
This is not a book where I'm going to change my
That's okay.
philosophy on life. This is just simply an entertaining, quick read, and it's Yearbook by Seth Rogen, which is just like it's just a bunch of essays that he wrote.
Oh, nice.
About his life growing up with his grandparents, moving from Canada to Hollywood, the porn industry, his take on the porn industry, and like the what is it called? The oh God, I'm blanking. What's the name of the AVNs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the AVNs. It's really funny. He's talking about how the AVNs, like these people, they are so grateful. Like if he's like, I've been to the Oscars and I've seen these people. These people do not fucking act the way that these people do at the AVNs. Like best anal scene, and they're getting up there and talking for like 10 minutes and crying. And he's like, but more power to them because they totally fucking worked for that. He's like, Meryl Streep may be winning all the Oscars in the world, but can she take 5 dicks at the same time? I think not. It's just stupid Seth Rogen shit. If you guys can, it's in both, like hardcover as well as the audiobook. And if you like Seth Rogen, clearly go with the audiobook.
Where did you get it?
Well, I actually was given the book, but I wanted to hear the audiobook, so I purchased it on Apple.
Did you? Mm-hmm. How much was it?
$14.99.
Ooh. Well, it's new.
It's new. It's brand new. Yeah.
It's
worth it, though. It's very entertaining. It's a super entertaining
I think I'm going to, because I definitely want to, because recently I read this week, I read 2 books, but one of them was Jenna Fisher's book.
I did not know she wrote a book.
It's fantastic. It is have you ever wondered what happens on a set of a TV show down to what they do for the craft services?
On the daily, Steve.
She breaks it down. She's like, when you go into a set, here's the first thing that happens. I was like, oh my God, I'm in. She's like, when you try out, here's what you get, a callback. What a callback is this. She's like, and then you get, I'm like, oh my God. I've always wanted to hear she's like, let me break down how this all works in Hollywood. What it's like to be in the trailer, what kind of trailers you get. No one talks to you when you're a guest star. That's normal. It's so good, dude.
Rogen has this story where he goes to meet Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Him and Evan Goldberg, they're meeting with him for the first time. And it's like Tom Cruise is, I guess, known for not really pushing Scientology on people, but if you're interested, he'll really talk about it.
Yeah.
So they're in this meeting, and they're trying to stay on task. And he's like, yeah, Scientology. The thing is with that is that people don't really know what's up, and if you just took 20 minutes to hear, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Your mind will be fucking blown. He's like awesome. Painting the story of like, because this is like at the time when he was jumping on couches and he was still married to Katie.
Yeah.
What was her name?
Katie Holmes.
Katie Holmes. Thank you very much. And the baby, Shuri. Right? No, not Shuri. God. That's Black Panther. What the hell's her name?
No. It is.
It's Shuri, isn't it?
I thought that was Angelina Jolie's baby, though.
No, I'm pretty sure it's baby
because
Shuri.
It is Shuri.
Yeah, that's Tom Cruise's kid.
Yes, okay.
But anyway, yeah, he got to meet the baby, and everyone was like, that was a big thing. But he's like, yeah, and he's trying to hint at him. He's like, so if you could just give me 20 minutes, I can just really blow your mind with it. And he's like looking at Evan Goldberg, and Evan Goldberg's looking at him like, I don't know what to say, but I want to get out of this quickly. So they just went, nah. They like totally shined him on. He got a little pissed off about that.
I just put it on hold.
Oh, you can already get it?
Yep.
Yeah, you know what?
Put it on hold.
Again, finding porn in the woods, lots of weed stories, getting set up by it because him and his buddies used to like kind of not necessarily bully a kid, but they weren't very nice to him. And this kid took that shit to heart and ends up setting them up on one of their first like drug deals, and they almost get robbed and stuff.
Holy crap.
It's really interesting. It's a really good book. It's super entertaining. And obviously it's a quick read. Anything like that where it's just like Seth Rogen talking about his life, and it's like the next chapter has nothing to do with what he's talking about. You power through that very quickly. So if you're into those kind of books, I highly recommend checking it out. Yearbook by Seth Rogen.
Here's the funny part. Seth Rogen kind of made news this week talking about cancel culture, and I love him even more now.
What do you say?
He's like, cancel culture, I'm not going to directly quote it, but he's like, cancel culture is not real. If you say something awful, you're supposed to feel bad about it. And if you don't, you're supposed to get consequences for it. If you want to not quote unquote be canceled, stop saying terrible things. I was like, come on, Seth.
Simple rules.
Come on, Seth.
I like Seth because he fights with politicians and shit on Twitter.
Dude, he is that guy. He is, because I think he kept his crew is tight, so he's big. He still stayed a normal person. I think he's kept the normal going. Whereas a lot of people, once you get into that circle, like if you saw Seth Rogen on the street, he's not a person you're going to just go crazy and run over and, oh my God, let me get it. For some reason, you boy be like, hey, I love your stuff. And then keep it moving. He's created that culture around him. We're like, hey, I loved you in this. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. That's it. And he knows hip hop too.
Yeah, he does. He does. He talks about hip hop in this too. It's if you've been following Seth Rogen's career and you just kind of like the guy, all the things that you like about him are talked about in this book. Best way to put it.
I'm in.
It's a really good read, dude.
I got to wait 13 weeks, but I'm in.
13 weeks will pass like nothing.
That's what I hear.
Nothing, dude.
I do have a question before we leave.
Yes.
What's your take on this as we get further into, closer and closer to the release, it's still 9 months or 6 months away. Are you excited for the Eternals?
Did you watch the trailer? I know I'm answering your question with a question, but did you watch the trailer?
Mm-hmm.
So, where the fuck were they during the Infinity War? where were they when Thanos was? Because they're like, we've always been here.
I have to assume if they don't want to answer it, they're going to kind of be like, it's a comic book movie. We don't have to answer that. But if they do answer it, no answer is going to be good enough.
Yeah, I can't remember what their line was, but it was something like that. Like, we've always been here, but we haven't acted until now, or something to that effect. And I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, we could have used you.
You could have not maybe had Vision die.
And can they not? And I imagine the 50% will not touch them for some reason.
I don't know. I don't know because it's just a little teaser that we saw. And I wish I would have. I didn't know because I know you don't like to watch trailers, but you've changed your tune. I would have.
Well,
watched
the
this a little
thing
bit
is,
closer.
I have to watch anything with Kumail in it now because he does not look like a human being anymore. He looks like a big brother to Kumail. Like I'd be like, oh, that's your big brother. I could see the resemblance. He's turned into a different human. I have never seen that before.
He is roided out big time. He's got to be, right? No. I'm not even like knocking the guy for taking
not
steroids.
Bad, yes.
But like that has to be steroids, right?
No, here's my problem. When they're like, show us what you eat every day. I'm like, don't even watch that video because that's not going to help you look like that.
No, it's not. I mean, it's not like he's denying it or anything like that. And again, I'm not trying to.
He hasn't said anything about it.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to by any means to throw any shade at anyone.
No,
with the
steroids is if it's regulated, have a ball.
Yeah, knock yourself out.
You might not have a ball after you do it, but have fun all you want.
I have heard some arguments against that, but again, I think it's always about, well, in short, because I don't study steroids or anything like steroid usage. Again, it's all about like, if you're doing it right, you don't have these problems.
That's
now,
true.
I don't know if that is a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a defense from people that actually use steroids. You know what I mean? Like they got to say that kind of thing. Like, it's not that bad. I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I don't know, but I've heard that if people do it right and they're not acting like assholes with it, turning themselves red and roid rage and everything, that it can be done healthily. And I look at someone like The Rock, for instance, and I'm going, okay, well, there must be truth to that.
Well, I mean, if you have doctors, if you have Marvel, and I'm sure Marvel is far enough away that if he gets popped for it, Disney's going to act like they had no idea. And there's probably no paper trail. They just said, hey, we hired you a trainer, and they know what that trainer does. And so they're going to be like, what? Steroid? Who would have thunk it? Have you ever seen a transformation like this, Dan?
Well, it's weird because obviously it's not this way because, I don't pay a lot of attention to him. I don't see him every day. He's not. Yeah. If I see him, it's through a tweet or something like that. But it seemed like it was overnight.
Dude.
In a really weird way. I know that's not the case. But to see a transformation.
It was close.
It depends on the transformation that you're talking about, too, because if it's like going in that direction, I would say Hemsworth would give him a good run. Hemsworth was not a big guy, dude.
He was not a big guy, but I would say
he's a
like
fucking
Chris
beast
Hemsworth.
in Thor.
He looks like Chris Hemsworth still. He looks like Chris Hemsworth when he works out.
Yeah, okay. His face is changing too, isn't it?
Yes!
Yes.
He does not look like the same person.
Yeah, I know steroid users can do that, but I don't know exactly what it is. It's not that he's. It's like, I hear that steroid usage can make like your nose grow and other things shrink and stuff like that.
His jaw is expanding.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. He's like chiseled. Like he had some kind of like plastic surgery done.
Here's what I think it is. I know for him, he had to lose weight and gain muscle. For Hemsworth, all he had to do was he was already a good size in Cabin in the Woods. He wasn't super skinny. He was a decent size. And they just had to pack on some muscle. Like Kumail had to do the lose fat, gain massive muscle, and they did it in no time. So yeah, your body is like, time out, what is happening? He looks like a different human. Now, I will say I've seen transformations where people lose like 600 pounds.
Yes, I was going to say, it depends on the type of transformation.
Exactly. But this, where he looks like Kumail 2.0, I've never seen something so strange. Even that remember when he lost all that, he gained all that muscle? From It's Always Sunny? Dude from Mythic Quest?
The Macalini,
yeah.
Whatever, yeah.
He gained all that muscle. He looked like the same guy until he took off his shirt.
Yeah.
That's why it was like, whoa!
He also gained a bunch of weight too. That's the crazy part about him. He gained like, I want to say like 60 pounds.
Yes.
Then took it off and became a freaking beast.
And he even said in his write-up about it, he said, this is impossible. The way I got to this shape is impossible for any normal person.
Don't do it is what he was saying.
Exactly. Because he's like, you can't. You cannot. Unless you have a trainer from here and all the amenities that comes with that. And I'm like, that's what YouTube trainers need to say. You can't look like me unless you have all the amenities to look like me. And I don't think Kumail can't say what he needs to say, where he's just like, oh, I'm on a cycle. Then people will be like, oh, okay. Because when I saw that picture of him getting out of his car, I said, that is not Kumail Nanjiani.
Do you think he'll stay this way after Marvel?
Yes. Because you can't go back.
Yeah, you can't get skinny like that again, huh?
Unless you're really comfy with yours. He's never looked like this. Whereas I know Chris Evans couldn't wait to go to normal. He's like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go back to normal. Chris Evans is now a normal looking person.
Yeah, but he's still in good shape though.
He's in decent shape, like a normal person that you would always see. When he was Captain America,
yeah, that's ridiculous.
He was ridiculous. And look at Thor. When he's off of the Thor movies, you saw how skinny he got.
Yeah, he does. He loses a lot of size, but that guy knows how to beef up, man. It's crazy.
Well, yeah, his trainers do.
And I don't think he's on roids.
He's on roids.
You think so?
Uh-huh.
Huh.
Yep. He's on roids because otherwise you'd have to gain weight and then shred. Gain weight, shred. He does not shred. He just gains muscle. No fat, just muscle. Normally, like you see the bodybuilders, even they have to get chubby to get strong and then lose weight to wrap around those muscles. These Marvel guys never go through that.
Yeah.
They get muscle.
It's like they're being given super serum.
Bingo! That's what it is.
That's
super
what he looks
serum.
like. That's what Kumail looks like he was given super serum.
And I don't even think like the way he looks in Eternals, that's how we were like, oh, he's in good shape.
Yeah.
Now he looks way different than that person that was in shape. He is now a bodybuilder.
Is he doing another movie where he has to be big?
No, it's becoming.
It's just
I'm worried.
his thing now.
I'm worried that he's getting that body dysmorphia, where you just keep on thinking you're small still, and you're just gaining and gaining.
Well, hopefully he doesn't skip leg day, so he's like not all top heavy.
I haven't seen the legs. I will admit, I was told by someone, the trainer's wife, because I was buying some ankle joints, and she's like, oh, you have. I was like, I don't know what size I wear. She's like, oh, you have chicken legs, and so she gave me.
And you look like a stupid bitch.
I was like, and you, and I looked back at her husband. I was like, are wonderful.
It's fucked up. You got chicken legs.
But I do have chicken legs. My Belle even told me, she's like, your ankles, it feels like I could just put them over my thigh and break them in half. But all the Hudsons have chicken legs. And on that note, I got a dip.
Interesting with your chicken legs. Hey, real quick though, what do you think of this movie? Do you think, were you just fixated on Kumail Nanjiani?
That's it. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have an opinion about this so far, other than the fact of where the fuck were they when Iron Man died? That's what I want to know.
That's the answer I want.
Yeah, right?
And is Iron Man dead? Do we die? Or are we eternal? Oh, sniff.
Pharrell says no one ever really dies.
That's true. People have been telling me to listen to that album. I might have to do that. Oh, you know what's funny? A friend of mine at work, he's a massive Tool fan like yourself. Mm-hmm. And he's like, did he tell you, the guy that cooks, he's like, did he tell you to listen to that song about his mom? I'm like, I don't think he has. Oh,
about his mom?
Yeah, something about like Judith.
Oh, that's a different band. That's a same singer, but that's a perfect circle. And
I'm like, no, he's like, you should give it is it not your thing?
It's a sad story, dude.
I don't think I'm gonna, it's just not, when he was playing it for me, you know how you're supposed to react? I'm like, yeah, well, I just don't like it.
But here's the deal too. I agree with you. A perfect circle is it's an acquired taste, as Tool is too. Like if you're not into Tool, it takes a little bit, like you have to, he's got a beautiful voice and he can pretty much sing anything. Matter of fact, he should have been in that game that we were playing the other day because he has got a very powerful voice.
You got Rob's breakdown, didn't you?
Yeah. I forgot to do that. We'll do that, Rob.
I got to add Donny Hathaway and a few people. But
I was wondering though, he shouldn't have given that to you. Or excuse me, I was wondering if he should have given that to you because now you have time to think about it.
I do have time to think about
it.
The thing is, I wouldn't need to think. When I read it, I didn't need to think.
Okay. You know what I'm saying, though? Like, you gave those to me, and I just had to think off the top of my head, but you have time to play with it a little bit.
If you shoot it to me, I will be able to rattle off who's going to win. We have to add Donnie. I think Lufa's already in there. I think we have to add Donnie. Is it? I gotta remember, was it men and women? Oh, it was, because Alicia Keys is on there. Why is Alicia Keys even on that list?
Well, this girl's on fire, Steve.
Yeah. Her vocal cords sound like they are.
Ooh.
Anyway.
Someone's throwing shade. Guy puts out an EP and suddenly he's better than Alicia Keys.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, can we, okay, we'll hold this off. Maybe that'll be the next Patreon where you'll just rattle off. I don't think she should even be on this list. Like, we need to replace her with someone else. Janelle Monáe.
Let's refine the list. Oh, Janelle Monáe. Is that just me, bro?
No. She's with Lupita, though.
Really?
Oh, yes. That's a pretty couple.
I did not know that.
Look it up. I'm pretty sure they're together.
Holy You know I'm gonna? I'm gonna do that right now.
All right, man. I'm out.
All right, brother. Have a great week.
I love you guys. Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've recorded 2 shows today. You'll get them probably at the same time. My name is Dan Ramirez. That guy over there, Steve Hudson. Thank you for your patience. And we're back and we're going to keep on going and blah, 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 blah. People, be good to yourselves. Be good to the people around you. Peace.